everyone, this is H.M.O.C. and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a melt and pour. I can count on one hand how many melt and pour is in our lineup. But I do use it for embeds and that sort of stuff. So today I am actually making a special soap. At the end of the year, we make a soap to donate to a women's and kids shelter. So all of our shavings from the year from the soaps we have, and then our melt and pour base, we make a melt and pour soap with it. So I've measured out the melt and pour soap, and I'm going to put that in the microwave. So while that's in the microwave, I'm going to just show you the shreds that we have from the different soaps we made for the year. When I clean the soaps, I save the shreds. And this is what they look like at the end of the year. So obviously these are cold processed, so we don't really have to worry too much about how hot our melt and pour is, because it's not going to melt the shreds. So that's one advantage of using the shreds from the cleaning of our soaps through the year. So I've already sanitized my mold that I'm going to use. I wanted to weigh out my shreds, but I might just sprinkle them in and just let it go. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about measuring it out. I measured out the melt and pour that I want to use, and I'll just fill it in with the shreds. So once my melt and pour comes out in the microwave, I'll come back. Our base is finished melting, and I'm just going to make sure there's no chunks left in it or anything like that. I'm just going to stir it just to make sure everything's fully melted. And then I'm going to add the fragrance oil to it, and then we're going to get it in the mold. It's easy as that. I wish all soap was this easy. So I've got it all mixed in. There's no lumps I can feel. And I'm just going to pour the fragrance oil in. It's too much because the shreds are already scented. I'm just scenting the base. My shreds, and I want to spritz them with rubbing alcohol. And this is like the glue that's going to help it stick together. So you want to make sure they're sort of damp. They stick together. So I'm going to spray some. I'm going to spray them as I go. So, and then I'm going to start. You can do this anyway. You can spritz them or spray them first and then drop them in. However you want to do it. Whatever works for you. But you want to make sure that you spritz them, because like I said, that's your glue. Because if not, when you go to cut the soap, they're going to be falling out all over the place, and you don't want that. So I'm going to add a little bit of base and just keep layering them in there. Add a little bit more of the shreds, add a little bit of the base. finished the first loaf, when I melted, because this only holds a certain amount of soap, so when I melted the rest I needed for this one, I decided to melt enough for this small mold. So I'm gonna just make another small loaf. I was gonna do two, but I'm not gonna do this one. I'm just gonna make one more small loaf, and then they'll have two, because I have more than enough, melted more than enough base for it. Continue to layer in my shreds as I go along and pour in my base. And cools, the bigger one cools, I'm just gonna put a few more shreds on the top just so they stick in. Remember to spritz. That's your glue. Your rubbing alcohol is your glue. So if you don't put any glue in it, it's not going to stick. So as I'm putting the shreds in, I am spritzing them and then just leveling them off into the base. So I'll pour some more. And then whatever's left over, I'm going to add to that bigger one. Okay. For a couple of shreds. And pour the rest in the big one. And just a couple of shreds on the top. I'm going to let this set 24 hours and then I'll be back to cut it. This is what the soaps look like. How much shreds I have left. So about half empty. And I can make all sorts of things, soap bowls and different things with that. So we will cut these tomorrow after they have cured for 24 hours. So I'll be back when I'm ready to cut. Okay, we are back to cut the melt and pour soap I made. It is ready, it's set, and it's ready to be unmolded and cut. So I'm just gonna put on my protective wear, sanitize my work area because everything's clean. I just need to make sure, and then I'm going to start cutting. Putting on my gloves, and I wear this shirt, sort of like an apron, just to keep everything sanitized and clean. So I'm just gonna, this is just 91% alcohol. That's the most I could find. I know some people have access to 99%, 100%, but in my area, I don't. So, I have my cutter, and I'm going to use a crinkle cutter on this. So, we're going to start with the small one. And some of the shreds on the top are going to come off. I already know that, because they don't always stick very well on the top. Let's unmold it. So I've already set my cutter for where I want it to be cut. And just cut a couple of pieces. And that's what it looks like inside. A little bit thicker. Let's see. It smells really nice. Nice light scent. There. I like the way this one came out. Whoops. And I like to do crinkle cut on these because sometimes it just gives it a different effect. Mold the bigger one. And I'm going to cut that out. Top is holding on fairly well, most pieces, and I really like the inside, how the inside turned out, and they're holding in quite well because I spritzed them with the rubbing alcohol as I was pouring them in, as I was placing them in, I should say. And it smells nice, light fragrance, and then you smell hints of the other shavings coming through, but not overpowering. So I'm going to finish cutting up the rest of this. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell to be notified for when I upload videos. And this is a melt and pour, which we don't do very often in soap form. We only have actually 2 in our lineup. And we usually use melt and pour for embeds. So this is a fun little project for me at the end of the year that I do. And if you have any questions, just put them down in the comment box. And I'm going to finish cutting these up. I just want to say happy holidays to you, and you have a great day.